All right, three blind mice. We're going to start with the chord, and for me in my line of work, hi Elizabeth, sorry the link was a little weird. I'm going to do this. Let's get started. All right, so G chord. Index finger is right here, middle finger is right here, ring finger goes right there. That's the one that I want you to get comfy with. There are some alternate fingerings when it comes to G chord. It's absolutely acceptable to put your ring finger up one string and then add your pinky on. That's sort of the more advanced G chord. I see a lot of pros using that. It just has a real beautiful pop to it. Right? You get these two higher notes, just really beautiful. Okay. Next one is Pele Aloha. Does this look familiar? The other one then would be so you've got both of those G chords, index, middle, and ring. You also have index, middle, ring, and pinky. Both of those are G chords. Both of those are beautiful. Really, really nice. Nice chord on guitar. You're using all six strings. Really, just it's kind of a home planet for guitar. Likes the key of G and its friend the key of E minor. It's just a beautiful, beautiful way to play guitar. So get comfy with your G chord. On this song, however, we like to talk about the other G chord, which if you go through folk music guitar, they teach you this one. That's when your middle finger is on that second string, second fret of the fifth string, ring finger up here, and then pinky finger down there. Okay, that's another way to finger that. A lot of folk music guitar teachers teach that because then it's very simple to move these down and get your C chord on. And then go back up to G chord, add your pinky. And when you watch cowboys playing, they'll do that, and that's sort of what they do. And so if you want to be a cowboy, I just taught you everything you need to know. All right, let's just run through and sing it. Make sure we know how it goes. 1, 2, ready, play. Three blind mice, three blind mice. See how they run, see how they run. They all went after the farmer's wife. She cut off their tails with a carving knife. Have you ever seen such a sight in your life as three blind mice? Okay. Should have apologized for my singing prior to doing that. It's terrible. Other thing, if you're looking for a little more advanced work when you're talking about right hand fingering, you can just pluck it. Three blind mice, three blind mice. See how they run, see how they run. They all went after the farmer's wife. She cut off their tails with a carving knife. Have you ever seen such a sight in your life as three blind mice? Okay, so mess around with your right hand. Give yourself an opportunity to try it on different strings. Sometimes your thumb way down here, sometimes way up here. Just be adventurous and try your hand on different strings. The last adventure would be an arpeggio pattern. I'd probably pick these low strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. Three blind mice. Three blind mice. See how they run. See how they run. They all went after the farmer's wife. She cut off their tails with a carving knife. Have you ever seen such a sight in your life as three blind mice? Okay, I messed around with the rhythm a little bit there, and just to get a sense of, hey man, we can go really slow and play 30-second notes. Okay, we can go go a little faster, play 16th notes. You know, you decide what's kind of fun with that. The skill is not playing three blind mice. That's not your goal. Your goal is to get where you can do this, right, and to do this sometimes and this sometimes. We want to get all of those right hand skills in place so that we can conquer three blind mice. Tablature readers, at this point in level 1, we are talking about just playing tablature, reading it through, and making sure that we're doing things correctly. The song has some zeros in it. It has some ones, which you're going to use your index finger for. It has some twos in it. We're going to use our middle finger, and some threes. Going to use our ring finger. Okay. From the very top, we start on the second string, open. 1, 2, 3, 4. O, 2, O. O, 2, O. 3, 1, 1, O. 3, 1, 1, O. 3, 3, 3, 2, O, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, O, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, O, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 0, 2, 0. Okay? Play that at whatever speed you have to make it sure that your timing is clean and pretty all the way through. If you can play it twice as fast, do it. If you have to play it half as slow, do it. Doesn't matter. You're never going to play three blind mice for an audience of 10,000, right? You're trying to play it for you as an audience, and keeping the tempo steady all the way from top to bottom. That's the important part of learning to play songs like these. It's not playing as long. The three blind mice is irrelevant. The fact is we want to play a good first position playing with accurate and consistent timing, and then get that up to a higher speed, and then move on to your next song. Or not. Stay in book 2 as long as you need to till the individual notes are coming out beautifully and consistently on your guitar. All right, very quickly, I don't spend a ton of time on tough acts on level 1. We are going to play through it one time just so that you can make sure that you're understanding what you're supposed to do. In this case, I'm going to grab this as my G chord, which leaves my index finger available because I got this 2 hanging out here that I'm going to have to get to. So I'm going to play this G chord, and I'm going to have hopefully my pinky finger hanging out here ready to do some work if it needs to. I got my index finger ready to dive under. So I'm using that alternate G shape, folk music G shape to play that with. And I think that's about all we need to talk about. I'm going to just do thumb down through the whole thing. If you are working on more advanced skills, you would be thinking about plucking it like this, okay, to get to all of your things. The other thing is we've got some pretty notes in here. Right? Those are just there for pretty notes. It's just a way to make tough acts and to make your higher level playing more interesting. Let's play from the very top, very slow. 1, 2, ready, play. Strum, strum, strum. Hit the 3. Again. Strum. Hit your 2. Strum. Lose your 2. Strum. Hit the 3. Move it to there. Strum. 1, 1. Strum. Pretty note. Move it. Strum. 1, 1. Strum. 3, put a regular G on, strum, strum, 2, O, 2, strum, move your ring, strum, 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 move your ring, strum, 3, 3, strum, O, 2, strum, 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 3, 3, strum, strum, 2, O, 2, strum, much harder than you want it to be. Okay, these one chord songs are actually pretty hard to play as a tough axe or fingerstyle arrangement. Notice at one point my 2 is having to dive under there. That's under tails, right? You get this. It's a jazz chord that you're actually making there. It gives you an opportunity to do some of those weird shapes. Turns out to be a pretty hard song, tough axe. Don't need to be working on it, just need to know what it is. All right, let's move on to the song where you probably do want to know how to play the tough axe. Let's go play Clementine. That's in book 2. For those of you who are wandering through, not sure exactly what you run into, DenverGuitarOrchestra.com, all of the sheet music and philosophy and blah 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 are over there. Also are scheduled during this crazy time where we're working together to get a little bit better at playing guitar. That's an opportunity for you to get better for free, right? Okay, so we're going to play Clementine. It's on page 14 of book 2. You can download the sheet music directly from the website. Also, remember on the website, the MP3s are there, so I would always listen to those MP3s 10, 20, 100 times prior to tackling any of these songs. All right, in book 2, our big goal is to get you switching from A chord or from whatever the main chord is to its buddy and back. So in this case, you're going to switch from A chord. Okay, make sure your A is formed properly. Index, middle, ring, sitting right there. Don't put your thumb here. Make sure your thumb stays out of the way. Okay, that's an A chord. And then your other chord in this song is an E7. Chase your index finger back to there. Middle finger up here. I usually form an E chord first and then raise my ring finger up. I like everything to be just in regular patterns, right? So I'm going to get this here, grab these two, and then lift that up. I got an E7, put the back down to get an E chord. To get back to A, okay, my index finger is going to jump there, and I'm going to add those two. So I'm always chasing my index finger around the fretboard. I think that makes you faster. I think it simplifies the whole process of changing chords. You can do yourself a great big favor just by doing this. Switching, being mindful, there. Being mindful, there, right? Just working those chord shapes slowly and really thoughtfully about it. What is the first thing I'm going to do? If I'm sitting here, the first thing I got to do is get these two guys up and out of the way, get him where he needs to go, put those two back down. Also, going back the other direction, I'm sitting here, I need to get to an E chord. I'm going to for sure make sure that finger gets where it needs to be, and these two guys will just jump up, and then I'm there. Okay? Simplify the process. Don't try to do it at speed. Sit there and really study it, and then go to your song. Okay? Let's do Clementine. Let's just do one verse of it. Hopefully you know the song. If you don't, you'll figure it out pretty quickly. It's in 3/4. That means 3 beats in every measure, so 1, 2, 3 in every measure. I'm going to count in 2. I'm going to sing the first 2 notes. Sorry about my singing. And then we're going to keep going. 1, 2. In a cavern. I'm starting on an E chord. Let's start on A chord. Sorry. Start over. 1, 2. In a cavern. In a canyon. Excavating for a mine. Melted miner, 49er, and his daughter Clementine. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine. You are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorrow, Clementine. And you repeat. Okay, like she was, and blah, 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 blah. This song is meant to be played how many times? 8 times through, right? And you're telling the story of poor Clementine. The narrator on this song is not a good guy. He lets his poor girlfriend drown without even trying to save her. And then he ends up trying to wash away the sad memory of Clementine by hanging out with her sister. So he gets worse and worse and worse as a human being, and the farther the song goes along. But lovely melody. Okay. Speaking of which, let's play the melody. Level 2, general expectations is that you can read tablature at this point. Spend as much time in level 1 in learning to read tablature so that when you get to level 2, you are able to play these melodies without a whole lot of brain functioning and going through it. You're just doing it. Okay, this song has some twos, has some threes. That's it, right? So you already know. Oh, there is a one. There is a one. So one's on the first fret, twos are on the second fret, threes are on the third fret. There's something never going to change. That's called first position playing. Okay, from the top, get your finger on the two, and on the third string, I'm going to count in two. We're going to play through one time through. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, oh, oh, 3, 2, oh, oh, 2, 3, 3, 2, oh, 2, 2, 2, 2, oh, 2, 1, oh, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, oh, oh, 3, 2, oh, oh, 2, 3, 3, 2, oh, 2, 2, 2, 2, oh, 2, 2, 1, oh, 2, and then repeat 2, 2, 2, and go all the way back to the top. Obviously, I kept missing. Well, I missed it twice. Going right at the end of measure 15 and at the end of measure 17 in the middle, measure 7 and measure 15, I made the same mistake. I grabbed that 2 instead of that 2. And so just when you find where your mistake is, that's not a mistake. That's instructional material for you to go back and really study those two measures. If I have to go back and I'm going to go study measures 7 and 15 until I don't miss that anymore. You don't need to play the whole song over again. That's the biggest waste of time in practice, is playing the whole song over and over and over. You just don't ever learn anything. Find where you're struggling, go fix those struggles, and then play it all the way through one last time before you quit practicing. All right, that's positional playing. First position, second position, first, second, third, fourth, right? That's positional playing. Not necessarily the most efficient, but it's definitely something we want you to be comfortable with when you're learning. All right, let's move on very quickly to tough acts. We're zipping through today. I'm going to get you guys out of here in plenty of time. Okay, grab your A chord. Well, anytime we're playing fingerstyle, we always grab the chord first. In this case, it's an A. That's going to get you a whole lot of work done here. Clear up until measure 4 when we'll switch to the E7. Okay, but for now, grab your A chord. Again, I'm going to be thumbing down every single thing. Dum, dum, dum. I'm going to be doing that. But if you're at the next level player where you're thinking, hey, thumb works and it's beautiful, I got this, it makes it perfect sense, I'm going to do this a lot because it just makes your guitar sound beautiful, but I want to get to classical music, I want to get to finger picking, I want to get to fingerstyle, I want to do all of that, I want to play, someday I want to play a banjo, right? We want to get you in this claw position and where you're playing with those strings. Again, these are skills that probably you can work on the rest of your life every single day and never actually master, but you can get way better at them. And so I'm going to be thumb downing this. If you are at home and you were thinking, I'm going to be better than Gary, which isn't that hard to do, you'd be thinking about doing that. Okay, let's give it a try from the very beginning. I've got an A chord on. I'm going to use my thumb and I'm going to start on this third string. So I'm all set up, ready to play, making sure this thumb isn't getting out of whack. I have a tendency to do that. And also keeping my guitar about a 60-degree angle. This leg is up. The other one's sort of tucked down here underneath me. My spine is as straight as I can keep it. I'm having a tendency today to bend over a little bit like this. I'm already feeling it in the back, in my back. So let's, get yourself in great position. I think I'm worried my head's going off the top of the screen, I think is what I'm thinking. So if I'd stop looking at me and start looking at my guitar, I'd play better. All right, let's give it a try. 1, 2, 2, 2, strum, 2, strum, 2, strum, 2, 2, 2, strum, oh, 3, 2, E7, 2, oh, 2, strum, 3, 2, oh, strum, 2, 2, 2, strum, 2, 1, strum, oh, 3, 2, strum, 2, oh, 2, strum, 3, 2, oh, strum, 2, 2, 2, strum, 2, 1, oh, strum. Okay, and then we would repeat that. The whole idea there is just to get you lots of practice getting from A to E7, and easy to talk about and a lot harder to do. Getting yourself comfortable with just reading tough acts. This is not typically a way of playing that we do when we're playing we're in a group. We usually just do that at home. So if you were fighting it at home, you probably should have been. That would make sense. Brief discussion about repeats here. You're going to go into measure 16 7 times when playing this song at the end when you're playing through at the last chord or the last lyrics. Measure for the 8th time through, you skip 16, you're going to play 17. A couple of things to point out there. At measure 17, you're going to have this little strum at the end, strum, and then you're going to have some pretty notes, 2, oh, and then in the tough acts on the very end, a little bar chord with your pinky on 5. And that's what we're going to do there. Notice up on the guitar line, the melody line, I gave you, okay, and that little wiggle above the 5 means, give me that. Doesn't that sound pretty? It's called vibrato. All violin players get really good at that. Okay, that's Clementine, level 2, ready for the last song of the night. Okay, switch over there. What is our last song tonight? Brahms Lullaby. Let me make sure your version and my version are still the same. Sometimes I change them, and then I don't change them out in my book, and then I feel silly. Let's see. Oh, and of course, the internet's not going to cooperate. Let's assume that I have the right version. Yeah, I think I'll probably be fine. All right. 2 chords again, same 2 chords. A chord, E7. Back to A. So we spent a little bit of time in the last lesson, just on the previous song, really strategizing around this. Pull your ring finger out to get that 7th sound. So these 2 chords are going to come up in your guitar life. Just spend some time getting good at them. All right, we're not going to play the chords because you don't want to hear me sing this. We're going to go straight to the guitar line, and we're going to start with the 2. Again, I believe, well, no, we have some 4s and 5s in here. So when those come up, 4, that's always your pinky, playing all 4s with your pinky, and then occasionally we'll have a 5 sneak in there. We're going to just slide that ring finger or the pinky finger down to 5. Okay, everything else, I don't think we have anything else in this piece. Let's give it a try. 1, 2. 2, 2, oh. 2, 2, oh. 2, oh, 5, 4, 2, 2, oh. Oh, 2, 3, oh. Oh, 2, 3. Oh, 3, 4, 2, oh, 4, 5. Nice vibrato. 2, 2, 5. 2, 3, oh. 2, 2, 3. Oh, 2, oh. 2, 2, 5. 2, 3, oh. 2, 2, 3, 2, oh, 2. And then you repeat it a second time. Before you get too far down the road with this song, we go through and read the words. They're very old-fashioned and very cute and very funny, actually. So, bedight is in there, and that's a word that's actually in there. you are playing classical music when you're playing this song. You are playing Brahms. You are this would be a great song to just go ahead and take some time to really master. It's never going away. It's a beautiful tune, and sooner or later you're going to get stuck babysitting, and that's when you take this and just play it beautifully and try to put them to sleep, right? All right, let's run through the tough acts, and I'll get you guys out of here. We're going to take the A chord in fingerstyle. In fingerstyle, I say it all the time. Start with your chord. Okay, first chord is an A. I'm going to hold that on, see how far that gets me. Okay, first two notes, 2, 2. Strum an A chord. Hit those 2 2s again. Okay, you got a 2 and a 0. Bar chord with your 2s, pinky up on 5. That's what you're looking at. You can play 5 strings. Pinky back. You're already holding the 2 down. Now you switch to the E7, and your ring finger's got to drop down onto the 2 of the first string. O2. Add your pinky here to get this 3. Lose that. Okay, then you have O3. And you're still holding that E7, and your 4's got to go way up here. That's the tough moment in the song, right there. And then to that A shape. Measure 9, you got a toughie. You got the D chord shape, okay? And you've got your pinky up on 5. Take your pinky off. Put your A chord on. Get those 2 2s. Go to your E7 again. And put your pinky on 3. Open that first. And then ring finger. A chord. 2 2. D chord with your pinky up there. Use the pinky. Go grab an A chord. Go grab those 2 2s. Grab your E7. Pinky up on 3. And then grab an A chord. And then we repeat. Okay? I'm going to play through it one time with you. Let's play through it twice, because I'm going to blow it in a couple of spots. I can already tell it. I can already feel my pinky's not cooperating very well right now. We're going to play it through twice. So we're going to actually obey the repeat. What the repeat is telling you at measure 16, we go all the way back to measure 1. You see the forward repeat bar. Notice the last 2 notes in measure 16, 2 2, are the lead-in or the pickup notes to measure 1. They're identical to the 2 2s that are in measure 0 of this song. So you're going to use those as pickup notes, drive you over into measure number 1. We play it all the way through. The second time you play through, you're coming into measure 15. Do not play measure 16. Jump over and play measure 17. Okay? That's what the 1 and the 2 above 16 and 17 mean. First ending, second ending. Okay? Nice and slow. Okay? And crazy slow, right? We're playing this together as a group. We don't typically play tough acts as a group, but we're going to go crazy slow so that we hopefully have a chime to get all of our fingers where they need to be, and we're going to have this beautiful sound come out of your guitar. And then, of course, tonight, what are you going to do? Practice, right? Okay, we've already shown up. Showing up is the hard part. Practicing is the second part. You do those 2 things, I promise you'll be able to play guitar. You will play guitar for the rest of your life quite happily. From the beginning, grab your A chord. I'm not going to talk. We're going to play. I'll probably tell you some measures every now and then to see if you're following along. 1, 2. Measure 1, measure 2. Added a fancy little chord on the end. It's a really pretty tune, right? A little bit of classical music for us. That should keep you busy the rest of the night, keep you out of trouble. Don't go out. Stay inside. We need more guitar players. And there you go. Pele, I was using your old guitar tonight. It's a 3/4 size Cordoba called the Cadet. Absolutely lovely guitars. If you want to buy this guitar, I have it down at the studio. You can't come down to the studio right now, but I thought I'd play it for you guys so you could hear what it sounds like. Most of us play guitars that are way too big, and so this is just a nice opportunity to play something a little bit smaller. Still sounds absolutely beautiful. If it was in the hands of a more competent guitarist, you would really be able to hear it. And so hopefully got a little bit of a chance to give you some inspiration today, and hopefully give you a chance to just keep playing a little bit. If you got any last comments, that you can use the say something chat box right there. Absolutely delighted you guys would join me today. I'm supposed to remind you to hit subscribe in that box right down there, and then that way I get super famous. Alan, so delighted you could be here today. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. And DenverGuitarOrchestra.com. Just go check out the website. I'm doing everything I can to just keep you guys playing a little bit every day. I think 3 songs a day is way too much, and so we may dial it back a little bit. But because all of you guys are at differing levels, and some of you are brand new to fingerstyle, and some of you are are experts at it, I'm never sure what I should do. So we'll give you a little bit of something just to keep you busy. If it's too easy for you, go talk to me about some book 4 songs that you want to get started on. Talk to me about other songs that you found laying around on the internet. If you are really challenged by this, really honestly, level 1 songs are where it's at. Once you get your skill set in solid position in levels 1 and 2, everything in the rest of guitar is going to be the same. So hope you guys have a wonderful night. Apparently, I'm hearing that Colorado is on full official lockdown, so I'm going to be hanging out here at the house. Got the chords. Oh, the book 3 is really wonderful, Elizabeth. Thank you for that. I absolutely adore every song in there. I love them all. So I am going to be doing some edits and changes to book 3. I'll probably add in a couple other songs, and but I just try to pick beautiful things that make the guitar work. Got to have things to do these days. Yep, this is good. I'm delighted, Alan. We all need something to do today, and probably for the next few weeks. And so keep playing guitar. It's a really lovely instrument, and I love it. And you guys are awesome. And thanks so much for being here. I will see you tomorrow. Ending the string. Oh yeah, you should play my arpeggio book. Thanks, Alan.